All right. Welcome, everybody. How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing good and you are having a swell day in the mighty name of Jesus. All right. I am your host, the one and only G4, aka God Gives Grace and Greatness. And this is another edition. Welcome to another edition of your favorite online show, Gospel Hour. We have an hour, like the name says it, and we're going to be embarking on another journey. This is our fourth week. If you're joining in, I see a few people watching already. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and of course, make sure you share. All right. My background's a little bit different because I needed you guys to hear. In my neighborhood right now, my neighbor is actually having a loud party and so much noise. So I couldn't do the live with the usual location. Joining me today, we are going to be having a special artist by the name of Minister Ita, and he's going to be getting hooked up like right about now. Minister Ita, welcome.
Hello,
Welcome, sir.
hello G4. I've greeted you
Can
before.
you hear us?
Let me not behave like I'm just greeting you. I've greeted you before G4.
I
Good
know,
evening,
right?
everybody. Good evening, every
Thank you
other
for
person that
joining
is
in. Thank
watching.
you for joining in.
Yep, I'm honored, man. I can't wait to get straight to the
It's
thing.
another special edition, and I know, right? Impatient, huh?
Yeah,
um, Kindly get your
listen.
contacts to tune in. If you're
Yeah, that's what I'm
watching, you
trying to
need to
do.
share the live as we are about to kick off proceedings with the one and only Minisaita. Yes, Joshua joining us, and of course, Pastor Desmond is already waiting to join us. Since this will be sharing, but before we kick that off, we will obviously start with a short prayer. So So, Minister in 30 seconds, if you could join us and pray as we commit this session in the hands of God.
Okay, let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we appreciate you for your grace.
All right.
We appreciate you for your strength. We appreciate you for the Holy Spirit that is at work in us.
Heavenly Father, we just want to
Lord,
go
we
ahead
pray that you
and say thank you for a
this
time like this.
this broadcast and do your work. Spread your message, Lord. Let us out
We
of
glorify
this
and
come up
magnify
with
your name.
long-lasting solution. Let it go beyond just Facebook in Jesus' name. Amen.
So for all those joining us right now, we are having a special guest in the name of Minister Ita, the one and only, the one and only Minister Ita. If you're joining in, please make sure you are sharing. That's what we are all trying to do right now. Since we're having several network challenges, but we will get
I
there
don't
in
want to mention any
Jesus' name.
company.
All right.
Stuff like that.
Minister Ita, thank you once again for joining us. Before we kick off itself, there'll still be introduction.
Oh, okay. My name
Sir,
is
can you
Gomo
hear
Itanzi
us?
Bayokampo. Um, I can hear you. I can. The network is just slow, so it takes like 5 minutes for me to hear.
All right.
Seconds rather. So my name is Gomo Itanzi Bayokampo.
Yeah, we have network issues
Most
today.
people call me Minister Ita. I'm a singer, songwriter, instrumentalist, music director, music minister. Um, Currently serving as the music director of Christ Assemblies International, headquarters Sampit, Boya. Um, I mean that's the basic information about myself. I'm pretty sure as we go on, I'll get to say a couple of other things, but that's me in a nutshell. But I'm sure if there's anybody watching the video, the person should know
Amen
me
to
at least.
that. Thank you so much,
Right.
sir. And joining us, we're having serious network issues, but joining us is Reverend S.N. Joshua. So I don't know if you could hear us.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear. I can hear you.
All right, maybe not yet. Not yet, not yet. So, Minister Ita, thank you once again. That was so brief. You forgot to mention award winning. Come on. You need to give the man his flowers. Isaita is an award winning music
Well,
minister,
I'm, I'm,
and he's one of the
I'm not
voices
the
as
type to.
far as our music in Cameroon is concerned.
I wouldn't want to blow my own trumpet. If you say I'm award winning, thank God. You have like 2,000 awards. I have just one or two, so I cannot be saying award winning.
Of course, we have to say it, sir. We have to say it because you are.
Way empty. I've been avoiding to call your name, so one cannot trust you with spiritual.
a
Mm.
short musical interlude from one of our music ministers, Minister Ifriki Tadajo, who does opera. Watch, and I'm sure you would like it.
You guys are messing me up. The network guys are messing me up, honestly.
Wow. Hello. What's happening with the network? Network is messing up big time. Mm.
Goodness.
Interlude by the one and only Tadajo Ifriki. Network is an
I
issue.
think the host, now the
Reverend
host
Joshua,
router
can
is
you
having
hear
a
us,
problem.
sir? All right, we're going to be kicking in right now. And can you hear us? Inisaita, can you hear us? Okay, apparently we're still having some serious network issues, and Minisaita cannot hear us.
I can hear you now.
So my first question goes to you, and it's a simple question, but please feel free
Okay.
to expand shade. It goes thus: does the church have any part
Mine, please, can you take that modem there? I'm going to put it on the slab outside there. The slab, the toilet slab outside. For who's the nobody will see it. Just put it, please. The network is the best there. Go now.
little excerpt from Insighter? Can you hear us now?
Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear us?
I can hear you 5 on 5. I can hear you loud and clear. Looks like you guys have a network issue, but I can hear you. I can hear you. You guys are having a network issue. You have issues with network, but I can hear you 5 on 5.
My Lord, you are my love. You are so caring, more than you got my every delight.
Another beautiful piece.
Hi,
Good
hi.
evening, Reverend
Can you hear
Joshua.
me? Yes, can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I mean,
Guys, we're having,
can you hear me?
but we give thanks to God.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now. Welcome, sir.
Wow,
Thank you for
okay.
joining in.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I have an impression that I'm not being heard. The network issue is really serious. The network is breaking seriously, especially at you guys' end. Hey, can you hear me?
We are not going to let anything stop this.
I guess so.
Guys, we need to be patient. In the meantime, let's keep sharing. Let's be patient. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back, sir. Can you hear us?
Oh, loud and clear, loud and clear, loud and clear.
Thank God. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Gospel Hour. We are having some serious network issues, but
I can tell.
we trust we trust God. Everything is going to be fine. The network this
Amen.
evening is not the best.
Yeah, yeah.
Sir, thank
Amen.
you once again. Thank you for joining us. Would you please introduce yourself to the general public for those who may not know you? If there are those out there who don't know who you are, we would ask that you please formally introduce yourselves.
Sure. Prophet SN Joshua is my name, president and founder of the Ambassadors of Glory Ministries International. And I'm connected from Douala, Cameroon. I think that is my
Wow.
present.
Wow, it's an honor. It's an honor to have you here, sir. Despite all
The pleasure is all mine. I said I would do anything for the Lord and anything to, you know, support gospel music. And I believe that is the subject for today. So I'm
Yes, sir.
available.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, without further ado, we have a question for you while waiting on Pastor Desmond and Minister Ita to join us as well on the platform. Now,
Okay.
the first question goes thus: does the church have any part to play in the development of music ministers and artists in Cameroon? That's our first question.
Does the church has any part to play?
Yes, sir. In the development of music ministers and gospel artists in our country.
I think the church has every part to play. I think outside the church, a gospel minister can't really create much impact because it's all about gospel. When we are talking about gospel, we are talking about a certain confinement. We are talking about a certain people. And when we are referring to gospel, we are talking about the church. So the church
Yes, sir.
has everything to do with the emergence, the growth of the gospel ministry and a gospel minister as well. So there is
Yes,
no
sir.
gospel minister without the church. There is no gospel minister without the church. So the church has every part to play in the life or the ministry of a gospel minister, if you may ask.
Okay. We can hear you, sir.
Hello. Yes.
Yes, sir. We can
So
hear you.
that's to say that um, the question is really what the question should be: what does the church or how? I'm not telling you how to ask the question, but trust me, there's no gospel minister without the church. So I'm expecting questions like, uh, what should the church do in the life of a gospel minister, or how should the church participate in the life of a gospel minister? Not really if the church can be part of a gospel, because there is no gospel minister outside the church. So the church has every part to play in the life of a gospel minister. So I'm waiting for the next question, please.
Yes, sir. We're back. And so I was saying, don't worry, all those questions will come. We have very pertinent
Oh,
questions.
okay. All right.
But for now, I just want us to go step by step because now I am a music minister myself and an artist, and I obviously belong to a ministry. And this particular topic of what is the role of the church in the growth of 237 music ministers and gospel artists is a very sensitive topic, which a lot of we have several artists who may not have the courage to say it, but a lot of them do not feel like the church is actually participating in their growth. So
Yeah.
that's why we came up with this topic. What exactly is the role of the church? Because we, the music ministers, we fellowship in these churches. We are servants in the house of God, as if the church is not contributing enough. And actually, some of my colleagues who are ministers have gone as far as saying the church even prefers foreign music ministers to their own music ministers in Cameroon. So this idea of having the church contribute is something which we hold. It is something which is very important for us. Minister Ita, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. The network is breaking very horribly. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we thank God. We thank God. It is well. We will just keep going. In every situation, we'll give thanks. So I was asking Reverend, like, I am a music minister, and I have to be honest with you, sir. To I don't really see how the church is actually helping music ministers grow. I may be wrong. I would like to get your opinion on that, because speaking from a minister's point of view, this is my personal experience. I don't
All
see
right.
how the church is helping us grow.
All right. Okay. Now it depends on who your pastor is. You know, every pastor has a vision, and some of them do things based on the knowledge they have. And some of them are limited in knowledge when it comes to music. You can bear me witness that most pastors are very limited in knowledge when it comes to music. The music
True.
ministry, it's something that needs to be taught in the church, because there is no way you want to encourage something you don't see a vision in, or you don't see a future in. There is no way you want to encourage something you don't know. Yes. So I think in Cameroon, that is the first limitation in the church, because most pastors don't see their music ministers as they ought to. They don't see a future in their music career. So first of all, they don't even know what is good music. They have little or no knowledge about music. So they
Exactly.
tend not to even pay attention to these music ministers. So at a certain time, there is a competition in the music world. At a certain time, the music minister may feel frustrated based on the covering, based on their pastors. Now, someone like me, I have been a music artist before being a pastor. So, and it may really surprise you that I've been a music artist out of the church. I've been a music artist out of the church before being a pastor, and I've done music with the Blessed Be, with the Selatiel, with the Good Boy, with the Zaz. We've done
Wow.
music outside
Wow.
outside church, and these are people that know me in person. That's why I am actually I can freely speak of them on social media. These are people I've done music with before being a pastor, so
Yes,
I
sir.
have an idea of what music is all about. I have an idea of what art is all about. So I for one, you don't expect me to see an aspiring music artist, music minister get frustrated. I always feel bad when I see a music minister get frustrated. I must say that I must say that I have supported music ministers like 80% out of my church. And
Wow.
there are lots of music ministers have supported, not only morally but financially. Some of them have helped sponsor their videos. Some of them I help them personally. Some of them I make sure that I contribute in one way or the other in the life because I have an understanding. So on that platform, I really can't blame lots of pastors because I feel like the church needs education when it comes to music. I feel like the church needs education because, well, a pastor will just say, okay, a music minister is that person that just sing for 5 minutes before I climb on the pulpit and minister, and that is all about the person, which is not like that. It is a whole ministry. That's the first misconception of the music industry in Cameroon. So with that is a great breach in the emergence of the music industry. So I feel like the frustration of every gospel minister or any music minister in Cameroon, it's relatively connected to the church the person is serving. Who is your pastor? What understanding does he have concerning music, concerning the
Exactly.
gospel music? So if somebody has no clue and you have not helped your pastor to see the future in what you're doing, you will not be supported. Sorry. But trust me, some pastors know deliberately, some pastors are aware, but it's not just in their nature. No matter what you do, no matter there are some music ministers, when they begin to tell me about what pastors do to them, I just tell them, forgive them because
Wow.
it's not, yes,
Wow.
it's not really the
Thank you so
best.
much. So, sir, if I get that point correctly, the main challenge here is the limitation of the pastors of some of the pastors themselves in understanding the music ministry and understanding some of their artists. So this
Yes,
may be
and seeing the future
and seeing a
in
future
what they
in
are
them.
doing. They are
Exactly. Minisaita,
and seeing the future in what they're doing.
thank you so much, sir. Minisaita, please, would you mind adding something to what Reverend SN Joshua has just commented on? He's of the point of view that one of the critical
Uh,
aspects, pastors themselves not understanding that music ministry, not understanding the artist, and not seeing a vision of what that artist may become in the future. What's
well,
your
first, I must apologize for everything that is happening. The network is horrible, and just as I'm trying to deal with the network, the power holding company has taken what belongs to them.
oh
So,
boy.
network is bad.
It is
There's
well, sir.
no
Well, we
electricity.
can hear you. Ah, Minisaita is having serious network issues, extreme network, and Ineo is not finding it
Well,
funny. Okay, so we have a question for you from Gwendolyn who says, do our churches valorize foreign gospel artists and music more? Do our churches
yes,
valorize? Okay.
yes, of
Why is
course.
that so,
Our
sir?
churches, we always sing what has already been in the market, what is already known, what has been sold
Okay.
out. Music is a language, it's communicating what people will understand. And what is
Okay.
already in the market is what people understand. and the Cameroon music is actually climbing to the place of emergence. But you can't sing a Cameroon song in some certain places. Somebody will be like, who sang the song? Yes, it's a good song, but music is a language. You have to communicate with people, and you have to sing what they understand and what they know.
Okay.
So foreign music is selling. We have to sing them at least maybe 70% and 30% Cameroon music, because it's not known.
But now the challenge will be, okay, you just mentioned our music is not known. But now I'll have to ask you, how do we get our music known in churches when they don't even permit our choirs to sing Cameroonian songs from Cameroonian gospel ministers? We have several
That's why
gospel
I'm saying.
ministers like Ashek,
That's why
like
I'm saying that.
Menko, with very good songs which the church members themselves, some of them know it, but they are not being encouraged. Even our pastors will not say, okay, I want this song by this minister. They'll always call for someone else.
Guess what? In our church, okay, we do sing these songs. I love some of these Cameroon songs that can really suit an atmosphere of worship, that can carry, that has a strong atmosphere. We sing
Yes,
it.
sir.
We sing it. We sing Minister Eta songs. We sing Minister Osvalin songs. We sing even the other Sunday. I really did not know how to sing Eritrean song, but Kigwara Kori, but we sang it. I was surprised that my choir, knew how to sing the song. So we sing it. That's why it will still boil down to the point where I'm saying that it depends on the pastor and the understanding he has about music. Some people are just not open in singing songs, Cameroonian gospel songs. They are not just open. Some are not open to learn, because if you want to sing Minister Eta's song, for instance, Eta Mandem and a Chiafa Kemawo, you must have time to learn the lyrics. If you must sing it well, you must have time to learn the lyrics, and yes, and play it maybe over and over again. Some of them don't really take interest in doing that, so it brings a limitation. It brings a limitation. Yeah. Some of them just know, okay, Minister Eta is an artist. I will invite him and he will come and sing. They don't take interest in actually learning the songs. In our church, we sing the songs. We sing these songs. I, for one, I sing these songs. Guess what? I have a good number of maybe followers on Facebook, more than 6,000, if I'm not mistaken. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, on my Facebook account. Now, I do my Facebook lives.
You can hear you, sir.
Yes, I do my Facebook live. Even on my Facebook live, I play Minister Eta songs. Even on my Facebook live, I play Minister Osvalin songs. I enjoy them. I don't just play them because this is Cameroon music. I enjoy them actually.
Wow.
You see? Yes, I don't just play them because it's Cameroon music. No, I don't just play them because okay, it's a song from Minister Eta or a song from Rochi Osvalin or a song from Prosper Menko. I play them because these songs are actually inspiring. And I feel like people should listen to these songs. People should, even when I go live on Facebook, I make sure that I play these songs. Not only promoting the artwork in the gospel milieu in Cameroon by supporting them, maybe financially or morally or spiritually, but also being liking what they are doing, promoting what they are doing,
Yes.
making it to sell out there. It's also what we need to do.
Do you come closer? Closer you are, the better.
On behalf of every music minister in Cameroon, we want to thank you for that kind of initiative, for that kind of help and that assistance because we don't see it often. Minister Ita, are you okay now?
I see G4. Somebody's
Yes, sir.
authors are fighting this live broadcast. I I wish I could snap the setup that I have here just so that you can hear me. It's horrible. Like I
Well,
said, just when I was about to start
we can see
talking,
you just fine.
the network got really messy. The network got really messy, and then you took the light. So it's horrible. But let's dive in. Let's dive in. I think I have some power left. I can do a couple of minutes and say a couple of things before all of my
Sure.
battery power runs down.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
So
We're
what's
listening
the
to you.
oh, Prophet Essence Joshua, I celebrate you, sir.
Yeah, God bless you, Minister Ita. God bless you. We are all ears now. So
Minister Ita, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, so
I can hear
basically,
you.
we're talking about uh, does the church have any part to play in the development of music ministers and artists? That was our first question.
Okay, let me say this categorically that it would be very hard to respond to that question with a yes or a no. I don't think that is a yes or a no answer. It depends on the individual and it depends on the church with the fellowship. Now, you see the church in Cameroon generally, the Pentecostal church, because I want to believe that that is what we're talking about when we talk about the church supporting gospel music. I wouldn't believe that we're talking about the Catholic, the Presbyterian, the Baptist, the Anglican, or the Jehovah Witnesses, the Orthodox churches. We're talking about the Pentecostal churches, and apart from the mission churches like the Full Gospels and the Apostolics, I don't think I can lay my hands on any Pentecostal church in Cameroon that is above 20 years. So most of the Pentecostal
Okay.
churches around here are really young, young in number, young in age. And so, yeah, these churches have priorities, some of which are still trying to build their own worship structures, their own buildings, some of which are still trying to, you know, to build the ministry as general. So I wouldn't suppose that supporting an artist like we see in other places, like in the US, in Nigeria, in Ghana, I wouldn't suppose that supporting a gospel artist from that church would be the top priority of a ministry that is probably still trying to afford a good camera for themselves, or a good drum set, or a good keyboard, or basic utilities that every church will need to enhance and advance their work. So whether the question of the church generally is a support, I think it's a very, very big question. We probably have to start digging deep into artists as individuals, like me as Minister Ita, you as G4, and the rest of the guys to see whether when I'm about to shoot my video, my church gives me a 10,000 or 20,000 or something like that. But away from that, I would say that the church is doing what they can, and honestly, I think that that's the best they can do for now. Like Prophet, I could get a little that my senior brother and mentor that I look up to, Prophet Essence Joshua, when he said a couple of things. He said that you see it depends on the understanding of the pastor. It depends on what the revelation of the pastor is about gospel music. And so, what is happening in the church where Prophet SN Joshua is pastoring is probably not what is happening in the church where I'm.
Well,
Wow. Minister Eta has a lot to say about the network.
he has a lot to say.
He has a lot to say about the network.
The network will
Oh
not
my
let
God.
him be. But sir, now he
And he's
raised
on
up
track.
yes,
Yes.
exactly, because he raised up a very important point, and I was waiting for him to finish expatiating before I could actually ask him. Okay, I think he's back. Let's see.
Okay. Okay.
I'm back. I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right. Yes. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, guys. My net. So we cannot now say that the church is or is not supporting the gospel music. Jiva tout le monde à l'aise, après on va gérer. We cannot now say that the church is not supporting because we do not know whether the last video I shot, my pastor gave me 1 million. I do not know whether the last concert you organized, your pastor gave you 1 million or gave you a platform or gave you something. So we cannot unanimously in one basin. But what I can say for sure is that the church is doing what they can, every congregation. And like Prophet Esther Joshua says, we are at the brink of gaining relevance. We are at the brink of gaining relevance. So it is gradually becoming very obvious to every congregation that they need to patronize gospel music from Cameroon. I do not think that in the next 10 years it will be an issue. I think that it's a slow process because of the environment where we find ourselves. Um, it's slow, but it's certain that it's going to happen. We're going to get to the point where one church will be able to sponsor one artist. But in reality, right now, which is what I came to this show to talk about,
Now, while waiting for Minister Ita to rejoin us, the question I'm actually going to follow that up with is Minister Ita just talked about the church is doing what it can, and he also mentioned the fact that there are priorities which may and music ministers may not be the church's priority at that moment. But sir, don't you believe there is a challenge in terms of organizations? Because if we're talking about, which I'm guessing the church has different arms, shouldn't the churches have a particular arm which is focused just on music? And by music, I'm not just talking about the choir. I mean, like, shouldn't the church have a department which should do follow up and see how to grow these artists? It's true they may be focused on something else, but maybe it still boils down to the fact that we have pastors and men of God who have their own personal challenges with identifying or recognizing good music and actually promoting them. But I don't think it will cost the churches anything to actually have a department and have a leader of that particular department. So can you hear us? For all those who love Minister Zita Light, we have this beautiful piece by her. It's entitled Woyo, as this kind love, and it drops in about 5 days, July 17, 2021. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Take another look at the night of testimonies with Reverend SN Joshua. Invited some of our artists we know. At the same time, we have Minister Shelter, who's going to be having a launch. She's going to be having a concert and video launch. And it should be noted that this is her debut. This is her very first project ever. And we at Gospel Hour want to wish her all the best. And we know it is going to be awesome. We know it is just going to be awesome. We know God is going to make things happen. All right. We are still having serious network issues. And as of now, we're not having anyone who can join. Guys, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to drop your questions on the comment section. All right. We need to answer your questions. Hopefully the network is not going to be that poor. And while waiting, let's have this little snippet from 237 gospel rapper Voti, who's one of the artists really doing great work out here. Let's listen and let's watch.
Took the pain and he died for me. Eternity is giving back to me. Oh my God, Jesus, 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 Jesus.
All right. That was our boy Voti right there. We're still having massive internet issues as we are unable Reverend Joshua mentioned this has a lot to do with the personal stance of whoever the man of God is. If our pastors cannot help us, like Mr. Elangwe Mabian is saying, if we cannot value, encourage, and promote what we have, nobody else will do more than us. And he proceeds, he says, it's high time we took the music ministry more seriously, especially in these last days, which is very correct. Now we're going to have another comment by Sir Gani Cosmos, aka Shapitra Senk. Shout out to you, sir. Thank you for tuning in. And Shapitra Senk is saying, Minister Ita has a big point, very important point. But I think support, as in the context he focused on, was that of the church giving money to artists. But support, as in giving an artist a platform, is bigger than money. Because like Pastor said, the idea is music, which is known, if platforms are given to artists, they get exposed to people, and before we know it, their songs are everywhere. The church has the people, and the artist contains what is required, not just for entertainment. And that's a very good point by Shapitra Singh. And I will have to say yes. We also need that. We also need that support, getting platforms. But what of these churches who still do not give out platforms to some of their music ministers? We have several artists. I will take the example of those who do the genre of music I do, which is gospel rap. We have several gospel rappers in churches who are unable to express themselves. And at the end of the day, you start hearing, well, this artist has left the ministry, he went somewhere else. Well, the grass is not always green on the other side, but maybe he went somewhere else because he could not get the openings, the opportunities, the platforms which he was expecting to get. He did not get that respect, he did not get that push coming from the church. All right. We have a question, we have a comment from Gwendolyn who says, some gospel ministers from elsewhere have become authorities in the ministry worldwide because their church stood by them and valorized their art, not necessarily financially. And this is a very interesting point. This is a very interesting point, because if your man of God or your woman of God is not investing in you, there are some people who may not have grown to the point where they will sit and say, well, I'm here for God. Those ministers will leave, believe it or not. They are going to leave. We have seen a lot of them depart from different ministries and join other ministries because they were actually hoping that they would see that shine somewhere else. So like Gwendolyn says, it's not necessarily financial, but at least show the minister that you value their art. Play their songs in churches. They have videos. During interludes, put on their videos. Let the church get acquainted. If they're selling CDs, promote them by helping them sell their CDs. I believe if a man of God knows, or a woman of God, our church authorities sit down and they say, okay, we have this artist. We have our brother who has just released a brand new song. All right. And his CD will be selling for 1,000 francs. Let's say the church has about 3 services or even 2 services. If the pastor himself prints copies of these CDs and tell church members to come and sow in the lives of music, of that particular music minister, I believe it will help him big time. It will help him sell his songs. It will help him sell that CD, and it will help him start making a name for himself. Because Gwendolyn says some gospel ministers from elsewhere have become authorities in the ministry worldwide because their church stood by them and valorized their art, not necessarily financially. And Reverend, welcome back.
Thank you.
Can you hear us, sir? Yes,
Yes,
sir.
I can hear your voice.
Yes, while battling with network, I was reading out some comments, and we have a comment from Sister Jomi Light, who says most Cameroon
Even
gospel
your
artists don't. Can you hear me, sir?
even your network is not the best at all.
It's a general network
I don't know
war.
the kind of
It's a
network.
network battle today.
It's not affecting me. It's not affecting where I am.
So I'm sure you're using Orange. You're probably using Orange Cameroon.
My network is very serious. My network is very serious. I don't know.
Glory to God.
I don't know the kind of network that you people are using.
So we're using MTN. Oh.
You see?
We thank God. We thank God. All right. So can you hear us now? So we're actually taking a look at the comment from Sister Njomi Light. She says, most Cameroon gospel artists don't sing their songs when given a platform to minister. I love this. I love this comment, and I was getting to it. And she says most Cameroon gospel singers are too excited over releasing songs. But if you look into Nigerian music, they don't just produce their songs, but they take their times, work on themselves in the spirit, and if they don't hear God ahead, they don't release the song. That's why all their song carries fires and bring down tears. I think Jomi Light has a very, very interesting point here. And this is also something which our gospel artists or music ministers who are watching this should take note of. Because the first part of our question says most Cameroon gospel artists do not sing their own songs when given a platform to minister. So have you experienced this before? And what are your thoughts on that? Or is it as the spirit leads? If you get to you are invited, the spirit tells you sing Sinach, you start singing Sinach's songs. Sir, can you hear me? Oh boy, it is very well. All right, guys, we may have to cut short our stream because our connection is not the best today and we are just facing too many issues. And this is a very important topic. This is a very important topic and we need to get through it. Now, Gwendolyn says some of them are not even confident in their own music. Well, I don't know about being confident in their own music, but this is something I needed Minister Etta to actually respond. I needed Minister Etta to actually respond on this because we have seen this time and we keep seeing this. As far as I'm concerned, I call it rubbish. Now, if you're in the comment section and you would like to join the stream, hopefully your internet is good, let me know and we will actually link you in so you can actually get to talk with us. All right, if you would like to participate live, just indicate in the comment section and we'll know how to put you in. All right, now Jomi Light, I'll have to go into this again. It says most Cameroonian gospel artists don't sing their own songs when given a platform to minister. And I think this is very true because we have lots of challenges. It's not once, it's not twice. I have actually been invited to minister and I meet gospel artists, I meet ministers there, and when it's their turn to minister, they come up and they're ministering somebody else's song. As someone who owns a label, I have actually shouted at some of my artists, some of my music ministers for doing this because I was upset. We spend a lot of money to record these songs. We spend a lot of money to record these songs. We shoot the videos. We put them out there. We try doing as much promotion as we can. But at the same time, when we are given this platform, we go there and we're singing some Nigerian medley or some Ghanaian medley. It's annoying because oftentimes we actually have people who love your songs and they would like to listen to your songs. So in my opinion, it is completely absurd that you get on a platform and you instead go ahead and you're ministering somebody else's song. So we have dropped the link in the comment section. Feel free to click on that link, use that link, and join in. All right, guys, we have a few minutes left. We have a few minutes left. So if you have questions, please, this is the time. Ask your questions. We'll be here. We're here for a few more minutes, and I will try doing everything possible to answer those questions. All right. Just trying to check one or two things. And as per you right now, if you're out there watching, okay, before we even get to that, let's take this comment real quick. Sir Elangwe Mabian says to valorize. Okay, I think we had that already. And we have Gwendolyn, who says, what are some of the top, I'm sure this was a question for Reverend SN Joshua, saying, what are some of your top 237 gospel artists and what makes them stand out to you? For anyone watching, feel free to step in as well, and you can respond. We have Sir Lois, who says, not as if our gospel ministers don't want to sing their own songs in their local churches. Most often, the pastors are the ones who tell them what to sing. Bet me you dare not disrespect your pastor. And this is very true. So at the end of the day, it comes down to who the pastor is. And honestly speaking, let me be the first to tell you, this is ridiculous. This is annoying. All right? This is annoying. And as a 237 gospel music minister / artist, I would have to let the pastors know this is I mean, I don't even know what to say, honestly. Because, and Mr. Lois Bunlu is correct. He's correct. Because to sit down and say, you can't minister this and this song because your pastor wants this and this song. And of course, you're not going to go against your pastor. You're not going to disrespect your pastor. So it's a shame, in my opinion. It's a shame. Guys, feel free to hit up your comments. As far as I am concerned, this mindset has to be altered, because I know Cameroon gospel music ministers are doing a lot of work. They are working. They are doing the best they can. They are investing in themselves. They're putting in money in their music, but yet some of these ministers are not given the opportunities they need. So how do they grow? If you are not being pushed out there, if you are not getting these opportunities, these platforms, how do you grow? It becomes extremely challenging, because at the end of the day, this music minister will be like, well, he loses faith. He loses faith. He loses faith in that system. He loses faith in the church, and loses faith maybe in his man of God to a certain extent. Now, before we leave, I just want us to play something here real quick. Is this short clip from our 237 minister who is in the US, Saint D. Let's watch. And if you have questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. Network has been poor today. We need to have this show done again. All right. Hi, Gwendolyn.
Hi.
How are you?
About the network, it's been crazy. Oh my gosh. I've been back here rabashing What's going on now?
All is well. You know,
On a day like this, today's
all is well. Now we
not.
will definitely we'll have this show done again.
We gotta redo
Definitely.
it. I was
Yeah, we
enjoying
definitely
everything
can.
that Prophet Joshua was talking about, Minister Eta. Man, everything was going well, but that network won't try something way.
Yeah, it's been
Oh la la.
it's been poor the whole day. It's been poor the whole day. So we're hoping it will get better. But at least we got something. We got some very interesting points.
Yeah, we did. We
Guests.
did.
Us.
I wanted to contribute on
Because
something that
Reverend Joshua said point. Can you hear me?
yes. 5 on
All
5.
right. Reverend Joshua had this very important point, which I think other pastors need to smell the coffee here. He
Yeah.
said this is a personal thing. And I would have to agree.
Yeah. The network is really crazy today. Hi, everybody. So I'm so sorry that I'm the only one left here. It's been a crazy, challenging day. Gospel hour has been tough. G4. We have to do this show again. Can we call Prophet Joshua on WhatsApp? Can we call them on WhatsApp? I think we can get to them on WhatsApp. You know, we've got to beat this challenge. We can't let the devil have the upper hand today. Thank you guys for joining, and thank you for inviting me, G4.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm trying to call Pastor Desmond right now. Let's see if he has anything to say. I don't know if you can hear though.
I hear you 5 on 5.
Pastor Desmond.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're actually on WhatsApp right now. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Let me hear you.
Okay, the network has really been challenging today. We had Reverend Joshua join us, and he gave us some very important points. We also had Minister Eta in, but yes, the network has been really messed up today. But before we go, we just said let's call you and we get your opinion on this particular topic we have today. So everyone watching can hear you.
Okay, you want me to go live?
Yes, we're still live for a few minutes.
Okay, I have a question for Reverend N. Joshua. From what he said something that they don't know Cameroon gospel music, and that Cameroon gospel music made 30%, foreign music 70%, which I really disagree with him.
Okay.
Because if they don't know Cameroon gospel music today, it comes to the pastors and the singers for not being able to sing our songs. Like he said that Minister Eta, sometimes people invite us and they don't know our song, they don't take time to sing our song. And I think that is because the pastors have not given them a reason.
Exactly.
So if he can go like say publicly that Cameroon song should be consumed 30%, while Nigerian song or foreign song should be consumed 70%, it's agree with him 100%. I think he should give us a reason why he said so. Does it mean he loves foreigners than us working for them? Today the Cameroonians should at least understand that we are their own. They are the one we are serving. We are serving. We are serving in Nigerian church. We are serving in Ghana church. Where we are supposed to eat is from Cameroon church. So it is our right for our pastors and our Christians to promote us 100%, not even 70%. So
wow.
I want to ask the pastor, How do he intend that we should grow? Since they should sing up 30%. And I think because if they must know us, someone must impose us.
Exactly.
So if there is no promotion, they will not know us. They didn't just start knowing Nigeria. It was through promotion, publicity.
Wow.
So which I believe if our pastors can sing, if our pastors can promote us the same way Nigerian pastors are promoting their pastors. Like for example, I heard
Network.
Yeah, pastors in Cameroon are not supporting the music. We can't lie.
Exactly.
Let's not pretend. All of us are crying. Even the minister is crying. Even you're crying. I am crying. Reverend Joshua knows. I know he's somebody that always supports the music he always support the gospel music. But I disagree with him for saying they should consume Cameroon 70%, 30% and consume foreign 40%, just simply because they don't know Cameroon. No, I disagree.
Thank you, sir.
Find a way why they should know Cameroon and consume Cameroon 70%. That's my thing. So I think the church has the highest upper hand to promote Cameroon music. If the church want Cameroon gospel artists to be known, they will be known in less than no time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. This was a question. This was a question. It's too bad due to network. Reverend Joshua is no longer connected and he can't answer this. But whenever we reschedule this is the first question we're going to be taking because we'll just kick off from where we left off. Thank you so much, sir. We just had to hear from you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I apologize for my absence. Just that I had some challenges.
Yeah, the network has not been easy. We understand, sir. It's okay.
I'm telling you.
Well, thank God.
Thank you.
Well, I think we have. This is in French. They say premier mi-temps. For this one is a hot one because his first statement, Pastor Desmond, is like, I disagree completely.
I totally disagree as well. And I'll say that not because Cameroon in general has been suffering from domination. The domination from foreign goods, foreign music, foreign culture. And yes, we are still growing, but that does not give us, it doesn't give us that position to just give up our place. We have to step up and take our place at the seat of greatness. We have to step up and make a seat for ourselves at the table, because we cannot be preaching the gospel and saying that as children of God, we are beautiful, we are excellent and full of glory, we are made great into our own greatness. We cannot wait for other people to do that. We have to start by ourselves, by doing it ourselves. And talking about doing it ourselves, the gospel ministers are trying their best. They are doing their best to produce a content. They need to learn a few other things. They need to develop it better. They need to improve. It's normal. But the church also has a role to play by giving them the chance to even showcase what they have. The church has a role to play in even correcting some of the things that they feel is not working. I come from Christ Embassy, and a lot of times I have seen Pastor Chris talk about the message in one of the artist's songs and said that message did not correlate well, like it did not translate the right way spiritually, and that artist will have to go work on that. That is the role of the church. That is the role of the pastors. That's the role of the parents, because this is who they are. God is our almighty Father, and the pastors are the fathers of our church, right? They're the fathers of our church. They're just like the father in a house. You will not, if you don't tell your child congratulations and then show him where he went wrong, that child would not really know where to go, and they could feel disappointed. They could feel discouraged.
Exactly.
This is something that should be done. Don't say because you're not there yet, then we'll give value to this other person's child, because that
Exactly.
other person's child,
That's the thing,
the
because
neighbor's
how
child is doing better, so I will not give my child a chance now.
we can't keep saying the pastors cannot keep saying, oh, you are not there yet. How do we get there
How do you
without
get there if you don't even
the
have
support?
the chance? If you don't even have the chance, if you don't have the possibility. I've been in churches like G4, like I've been revolted, because the truth is, I love the church and I respect all the rules that go on and everything. Oh, I think G4, why are you not there?
No, go ahead, I'm here.
Yeah. So I said I respect the rules of our individual churches, because as children of God, you have to respect your parents. Yeah, just like you respect Jesus, right? But I don't agree with the fact that every time for praise and worship, for ministration, is music from elsewhere that tastes better. I totally disagree with that. There's nothing that anybody can say about that. That is my personal opinion. I just think it's so wrong. It's just outright wrong. Because you see, the more you listen to
Okay.
something, the more you get used to it, right? We can
Gavin,
sing
are you
all
there?
the songs from elsewhere. We sing it to the T. Music, how
Can
many
you
of
hear
our
me?
own gospel ministers' songs do we sing? Can we even, right? They sing well, no doubt. They have good teams, but they also have a church that's backing them solidly and that's introducing them to the world. If we don't do that, I just think that there's so much more to do. And G4, that's one of the reasons why we had to come up with a program like this, Gospel Hour, because we wanted to talk about the problems, the difficulties, and the way forward, the solutions that we can bring to our own gospel ministry, not just the music industry, but everything in general. There are gospel movies, there are gospel ministry, there are gospel creatives, those who are maybe fashion designers, those who are artists, painters, who belong to a church body. And the church body is supposed to be their first cheerleader. I think G4 is not here.
I am.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, so I just stepped in because I saw that link and I know that I'm not supposed to be here. I usually
Thank you
walk
so much.
backstage.
Thank you so much for your contribution. We have our brother Ilangwe, who says, I will stand on the point I made earlier on about the revelation of the role of the music ministry in our fellowship with God. And most of our pastors are yet to catch. You can't support what you don't value. Simple. He said it all. You can't support Flamenco if you don't value prosperity. You can't support Action Blessing if you don't value Action Blessing. You can't support G4 if you don't value G4. Like Brother Elango is saying, value your own. When you place value in these ministers, that support will come. It will be natural. You won't have to stress so much. Guys,
really
thank
love.
you so much. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you. I wanted to say something just before I leave about this comment from Lois Bumlu. So the church needs to understand that our singing ministers are spiritual too, and they carry 65% of every church service. So they need to be supported, respected by the church. So nobody feels happy when they're not valorized, no matter what the situation is. God, I really, really would have wished that we have our minister Eta, who was here. I was enjoying the show, and the network has been crazy. And I'm grateful that G4 invited me. And I think we have a couple of minutes. Is back soon. Okay, I feel like a stranger in this house because
I'm here though.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. This was our fourth show. Basically, smart
The most
1 month.
challenging one. This was
Most
supposed to be the
challenging.
hottest, but the most challenging one because of network. Maybe next time we'll have to record. I don't know. Whatever you guys think will be better.
Yeah, we'll definitely work on something, and definitely we will have to redo this particular show. And plus, it wasn't just going to be a one-off. This particular topic, the series, we're going to have about 4 different discussions, based 4 different programs based just on this topic, because it's one which is very interesting, and it's very dear to so many new ministers out there in Cameroon. And just want to go ahead and thank all those who stuck us to the end. But despite the challenges, Brother Ilangwe, Mabian, Lois, Bumlu, Gwendolen, thank you so much. Joey Light, Gani Cosmos, aka Shapit Seng, Kapen Chick. This was going to be very interesting. We had so many people tuned in, and trust me, we're not going to wait till Monday to have that show redone.
Yeah, you can redo it any of these days. Yeah.
Yes. So guys,
I don't know what's wrong with the network, but
we want to everything. Maybe we'll have the show on Thursday. Maybe we'll have to redo this on Thursday when we have network. Now let's give the network guys some time to work on their stuff. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I've been your host. So Desmond was here. Thank you, Minister Eta. Thank you, Reverend S.N. Joshua. May you join us probably on Thursday. I have a flyer ready for you in the next couple of hours. Be ready for it, because we have to talk. There's just so much we need to talk about. Wendy, any last words?
I want to say thank you to you, G4, and your team for taking up this program. It's so important right now in atmosphere in Cameroon. We don't have a lot of platforms where we can really come and talk about some of the challenges, some of the difficulties, some of the problems, and also find common solutions on how we can move this industry faster and forward. This is God's business. This is God's business. And the fact that we're on earth, that we're able to wake up, breathe, have all the things that we have, even though sometimes as human beings we might not be grateful enough, it's because of God. It's because of the love of God. And I just really wanted to say thank you to you. I think that this program is one of my favorite programs right now of the moment, because I always look forward to contribute, to say something, to just hear what we're saying and how we're ready to come together and move this industry forward the best way that we can. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for this program.
Thank you too.
Grateful. And thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for teaching me how to use this amazing streaming platform. I just acquired skill, and I'm very grateful.
Now you're trained.
I'm very grateful. So thank you so much, guys, and bless you. Make sure you tune in probably Thursday, 6 p.m.
Same time.
Live again. Yeah, and we're gonna be talking this very topic. We're not done yet. Trust me. All right. God bless you. We love you all. Bye-bye.